All right, looking good, feeling good. We're out here on a very blessed day in Missouri. 63 degrees, 64 degrees out now, says the bike. At the end of January, which just never frickin' happens. So I thought, what a great day to get out here and show you guys why the triple is awesome. Sure, twins have a lot of torque and they lift the front wheel. That's all good and true. But that triple, man, it loves those high RPMs. Frozen, solid, except for like one patch with 100 snow geese on it. But man, have you heard an induction noise that intoxicating? Woo! Every time. It just makes my frickin' day. Every damn time. Never gets old. There's maybe like 2 bikes I can think of that sound better than this bike. If you think your bike sounds better, comment down below. Tell us which bike I should be on to get that sweet, sweet sound of induction. Alright, start this vlog off right. Like, how do you get this kind of winter where you still get a winter? It's supposed to get 12 inches of snow on Wednesday, but you get a break. I mean, 60-degree day, mid-January, just phenomenal. It really lifts your spirits up. And speaking of lifting spirits up, that's why I'm here today. Talking about motorcycles, riding a motorcycle, enjoying this blessed day. It's mostly because the reason I got into motorcycles to begin with. 7 years ago, a friend of mine said to me, you know, you don't see too many motorcycles parked out in front of the psychiatrist's office. And I found that to be true. You know, people that are into motorcycles, they live their life a certain way. And that certain way is not living in fear, so much so that you don't live a well and fulfilled life. Living a little bit on that ragged edge of cool. Taking some risks to get your heart rate up, keeping your mental acuity strong and your desire to live high. You know, you can hide in your basement from all the happenings of the world, and there certainly are some rough happenings going on for lots of people right now. But in the end, you probably will survive a little bit longer than you may have otherwise. But what will be the point of it all? What will you have seen that you wouldn't have otherwise seen? What will you have done that you'll look back and smile every time you think about it? I gotta be honest with you guys, I've been having some health trouble through the month of January. I just got out of surgery on Friday. This is Monday. We're 4 days post-op here. And I climbed back on this bike You know, if my doctor knew, I'm sure he wouldn't care. He'd have helped push me back on the bike and said, go get him. If my mom knew, she'd probably be like, what the heck are you doing? You wipe out right now, your abdomen's gonna rip open, you'll bleed out everywhere. Which is true. So we're gonna be a little bit slow today and relaxed and just enjoying the sights. But this is what it's all about. You know, I took my motorcycle test years ago after watching moto vlogs on YouTube for this very reason. A motorcycle ride, no matter if it's calm, on roads you've already been on hundreds of times, just soothes the soul. It cleanses out all that bad energy. Makes you think of nothing but sweet, sweet engine, induction. Looks like I got something going on with the tire pressure. I just checked these pressures, and I just adjusted this mirror. You know? I wish it would tell me what the pressure was that it's so concerned about. I think it's actually, it read 37. Stop the motorcycle immediately. Well, because it's what, 39 psi? No thank you. Am I gonna have a blowout? Everybody knows that's how you get good gas mileage, fools. Yoo-hoo! But yeah, when you get your bike out and it's been sitting for a month, 2 months, first thing you gotta do is fill those tires up within the recommended pressures. It keeps telling me my rear's a little bit too high, and I'll probably hop off the bike and air it down just a bit. I like to run like 36, 37 on the front, 38 on the back. Those guys know what I'm talking about. And so for me to be running 39 right now is not like a big deal. I'm not sure why the computer thinks it's such a big deal. But these tires are getting pretty close to toast anyway. If you see my 6,000 mile or 7,000 mile maintenance review of the bike, you'll see that I got over 7,000 miles on this thing since buying it June of last year. So really in the first half a season. And that's all I got on those rear Metzler Tourance tires. But they were good tires. Real sticky on the road. On gravel, they're pretty decent. On any kind of mud or anything like that, they're awful. Which is not what they're made for. Sand and gravel and mud, you know, they're not going to do awesome. But like dirt roads and stuff, they do fine on. Which is all you can really expect from a 90-10 tire. So yeah, 6 years ago I got into motorcycling. It's taken me to the Triple Nickel in Ohio, taking me on a trip all the way around the coastline of Michigan, including the Tunnel of Trees. Where else have I gone? West Virginia on a motorcycle. This year I went to North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, all through the Ozarks and Missouri. Of course, I've been from Kansas City to Detroit numerous times on a bike, which is, you know, a trip that you probably would rather pass on, but I've done those trips too. Then I went out all the way across Nebraska and Wyoming to the Grand Tetons. I went from the Grand Tetons down to Colorado, Fort Collins, then across Kansas all the way back to Kansas City in Missouri. And I gotta say, like, all of these places, might have I gone to them without a motorcycle? Some of them, sure. Most of them, no. There's no better way to see America than on two wheels. It's almost like it was made for it. So the point of this moto vlog is to encourage you to get out there and get on a bike if it's something you're considering. It's January right now, which is the end of the month. It's the perfect time to get on the internet, hit that Craigslist up, hit your local dealers, pre-owned section, use that Cycle Trader, get a bead on a bike at the beginning of February, because the absolute cheapest price you'll get on any motorcycle is the very last week of February. They're going to be bringing in new inventory for next year. They're also going to want to know on their trades, what they got to sell for this coming season. And as far as volume, number of sales that they get, February is the lowest month. As soon as March hits, it's going to start picking back up again. So if you want to have good negotiating power and you want to get a great deal on a bike, get out there in February and get yourself a bike. Even if you haven't had your class, you could probably talk to the dealer, have them deliver it, talk to a friend, a buddy might ride it back for you, get yourself a trailer, bring it on home. U-Hauls aren't too expensive, $50, $100 or something. You can drag that thing back home. Look at that, back to the rear tire pressure. The angry rear tire pressure. Because when stuff starts happening in your life, like health problems, other kinds of bad juju out there, and I'm sorry for the wind, guys, there's not much I can do with a 64-degree day that's going to turn into snow in a 20-degree day in 2 days. We got high winds out here, and it happens all the time in Missouri. So I'm going to try to knock that out the best I can in post-processing, but chances are you're still going to hear some wind noise. Yeah, when life starts kicking you in the balls, literally, maybe more for some than others, then you got to have something that mentally puts you back in the right frame of mind. Like the healing process for whatever you're going to go through is a mental game and a physical game. And if you're not there mentally, the physical is going to be so much harder and it might not work at all. So you got to do you. You got to live the things that bring you joy and happiness. For me, it's that sweet, sweet induction sound. That brings a lot of joy and happiness. And the freedom to get out and go where you want to go. Wind in your hair,